Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with a Vayne commentary guide, and as you guys know, Vayne just recently got nerfed in the latest patch 3.0a, and the nerf was, I think it was 2-second cooldown nerf at all ranks to her W's active, as well as a healing reduction on her W's active, down from 60% healing to 40% healing. But I did say in my patch review that I didn't think this change would be too major for Vayne, and I still stand by that after playtesting Vayne. So I'm gonna show you guys in this match why Vayne can still carry just as hard as she used to be. Now, am I saying that the W active change made no difference at all? Of course I'm not saying that. Obviously it did make a difference, especially on the healing. The 60% to 40% healing does make a difference, but you still get enough healing from your Blade of the Rune King first item, as well as your Hunter Vampirism. Now, as you guys can see from the enemy team, there isn't really anybody who's particularly tanky, so why did I pick Vayne? I picked Vayne because the enemy team second picked Lulu, and our team was first pick. So, it got to my turn to pick, and I decided to just pick Vayne to deny the Vayne-Lulu combo, which I hate facing in lane, and also is a very good insurance policy for the enemy team, even if they don't do well, that the Vayne-Lulu combo can come online late game. So, I'm against a Lulu Jinx, and Jinx arguably is only good when she's paired with Lulu, so the enemy team didn't really get out of the situation too bad either. But at first glance, the Jinx doesn't seem too competent. And the reason why I say that is that Jinx should win against Vayne 100% of the time. But if you look at what's happening here, I'm actually trying to kill the Lulu. While, okay, we did take a bad trade there, and I did take a tower shot. However, prior to that, like, I was basically at full health. Lulu was like below half health, and Jinx was at like 3/4 health. So, the reason why Jinx wins this matchup is because she can outrange Vayne very easily by using her rockets to poke and harass the Vayne, and as well as CS if need be. But as you guys can see here, the Vayne is not doing that, and instead she's just gonna die to me. And Lulu barely makes it out alive. So, clearly this Jinx is not the best Jinx in the world, which is, I guess you could say, kind of good for me, because I can try to take advantage of that, which we just have, and converted it into a kill. So with that, we can get off a nice reset. Another thing to point out is that since I realized that the Jinx isn't really playing very aggressively, I actually decided to play aggressively on Vayne, even though I'm not even level 5 at this point. But as you guys can see, I constantly tumble to auto attack the Vayne and auto attack the Lulu. Basically, the target I auto attack is obviously whoever's in my range, or whoever doesn't have the Lulu shield. Like, if I have a choice of both of them and one of them is shielded by Lulu, whether be it Lulu shielding herself or the Jinx, I'll just target the other one, because obviously targeting the person with the Lulu shield isn't going to do anything because it's going to be shielded. So we've managed to actually somehow manage to harass a Vayne Lulu lane with a Vayne. So yeah, I mean Jinx Lulu. We managed to harass a Jinx Lulu lane using a Vayne. So here, Nami gets a little bit caught by the Jinx traps and all. Lulu is trying to back. The Jinx tries to fire a blind rocket to catch the Nami. I think if it hit, I don't even think it would kill the Nami, because Nami killed herself. Now here Vayne comes, not Vayne, Graves comes in for a gank, and he dashes just as I hit my condemn. So he actually manages to dash away from the wall and change my angle, so I don't manage to actually stun him into the wall. Now Pantheon is going to go in. So here we're obviously going to go on the chase. Enemies are all overextended. Easy kill on the Graves. Katarina comes in. I accidentally condemn to the side. I accidentally roll to the side, tumble to the side before I hit my condemn. We still finish off the kill anyway, but it wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be. So at this point in time, I'm doing really well. I'm 3-0-1. Pantheon's 3-0-3. And you will see later in this match, I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler here. Me and Pantheon and Nami do really well, and we're kind of trying to carry the team. I don't back here because Infernal Drake is up, and we're gonna try to contest. But Fizz is kind of trolling the whole match. He never joins us in team fights, and he's always off somewhere else. Even if he does, all he does is contribute one ultimate, and he doesn't even go in and get up any assassinations. And the Fiora jungle kind of doesn't really know her limits and isn't really the best mechanical Fiora in the game. So this match will get pretty interesting when we get to the later stages of the game. So minor spoiler for what's coming up later. But yeah, so here we do manage to secure the Infernal Dragon, and here I can finally back to spend my gold. I'm 3-0 and 3 at the moment, and majority of the time when a Vayne is like 3-0 and 3, or I get some kind of like huge scoreline at the beginning of the game, it's not even 5 minutes into the game, I'm 3-0 and 3. That's 1 KP, more than 1 KP per minute. And this normally means that more or less you can think that the game is over, because Vayne's just going to hyperscale all the way into Oblivion and your team will never catch up. But it's not the case in this game because of 4 huge not even 4 huge reasons, 5 huge reasons. So we have a hyperscaling kill, the best scaler in the game. Jinx, one of the hardest scaling ADCs. We also have Graves, who also scales very hard and hits a huge power spike when he goes to 3 items. And we have Katarina, who can easily assassinate our squishy team. And we have Lulu to buff up either Graves, Jinx, or Kayle. So basically this game is very far from won. So here I decide to try to go for the tower. Jinx tries to go in on me, but we both have a Blade of the Rune King. But obviously I'm 3-0 and 3, and I'm Vayne versus a Jinx. And Vayne versus Jinx, normally Vayne does win, unless of course Jinx is fed. Unfortunately here, I don't win because I get slowed by Lulu and Jinx gets buffed by Lulu. I pretty much just get straight up run down by the two of them. So a little bit of an overextension and a mistake there. And obviously that gives a shutdown to the Lulu, thankfully, not the Jinx. So could have been worse. But here we're going to take a look at our Fizz, who for once actually goes in when he hits his ultimate, flashes out. And here I've already respawned, but there's no action going on with me walking to the lane, so I'm instead going to show what my team is doing. Pantheon flashes out with 1 HP left, and Fizz really low as well, so they're both going to try to channel recall. And here I reach back to the middle of the lane, and Jinx Rockets picks off the recalling Pantheon, unfortunately, so Pantheon dies to the Jinx, and Jinx picks up her first kill of the game. Alright, so here I'm trying to get deep vision in. I spot the Graves on the blue buff. I managed to get the deep vision into the blue buff area of the Graves, and here Jinx a little bit far up. Nice follow up by Nami. Katarina unfortunately turns up to the party, so we have to back off a little bit. I condemn Katarina into the wall and get off a full combo. Fiora and Fizz are showing up to the party as well, so here we can try to find a fight. Lulu flashes the wall, and Pantheon ults way behind enemy lines. So here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push the wave so that we can dive them with the minion wave, which was going to be a lot more successful than if we don't have the minion wave. I unfortunately forget a minion, so I kind of waste a good 2 seconds there, and I have to go back to get the minion, and by then Pantheon is already dead, and the situation doesn't look too good for us. Trying to get off whatever damage I can, and here I ult in, trying to do some damage, get polymorphed by the Lulu. I'm trying to kite back. Katarina has her ult on. I barrier, I flash the wall, and unfortunately Katarina can leap over and get her spins off with Veracity, and I die. Now I have to say that Katarina's spin AoE is a bit larger than what her circle on her dagger is, so I kind of get hit by the very edge of it, even though I thought I had dodged it. So that was kind of, I mean, not that I could really dodge it any further, but that was kind of unfortunate, and kind of didn't really know that, even though I play a bit Katarina myself. So here Jinx kind of putting the work in on Pantheon, although Pantheon can definitely 1v1 a Jinx. However, the Jinx at range does do quite a little bit of damage to the Pantheon. Here Jinx recalls Pantheon, just absorbs the wave, and here, even though we all just died, we actually have a tempo advantage to actually get the dragon, because the entire enemy team has not yet reset, and they're all kind of just like resetting now, and they're coming back from base, so they do actually have to face check into us when it comes to the dragon. Very nice stun by the Pantheon onto the Graves to prevent him from coming into the pit. He does actually manage to make it into the pit eventually, but Fiora thankfully manages to hit her smite, and we do secure the dragon. Graves goes down, and I'm trying to get away from Katarina's ultimate, but I don't really have anywhere to go, so I do end up dying to Katarina's ultimate. Katarina gets a reset and kills the Nami. Fizz in who knows where he is and what he is doing. He finds himself caught in the middle of everybody and just dies to the kill. I have no idea why Fizz was all the way there. Don't know who he was trying to kill there, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Kind of Fizz. No idea what the Fizz is doing majority of the game. He's always somewhere where he shouldn't be, either not with us in the fight or in the fight, but like just far away from when the actual main fight is happening. So pretty much this should give the enemy team a free herald. Here Kayle is trying to push in and simply just runs down the Fiora doesn't even actually need to flash, but because she did, it allowed me to condemn her further back, and we pick up the shutdown onto the Kale. So a little bit of a mechanical misplay by the Kale, should not have flashed, and somehow the enemy team didn't even decide to do the Rift Herald. So here, Graves comes in to face check, Jinx Rocket hits absolutely nothing, and they're kind of trying to set a trap in the bush. Now here you guys might be wondering, why am I attacking the Rift Herald when our jungler is dead and only just respawned in base? Now the reason for that is that I somehow managed to think that Pantheon is our jungler, because I see a Fiora and I see a Pantheon. It's much more likely I see a Pantheon jungle and a Fiora top. So I kinda lagged a little bit mentally, and I kinda thought Pantheon was my jungler. So we did actually just start the Herald before Fiora even got to the party, and we do actually pick up a double kill as well. And surprisingly, Pantheon actually managed to secure the Rift Herald. I'm gonna assume by hitting it in the eye, because the Graves was part of the equation there. So yeah, so overall that was kind of a successful fight, and you will see throughout this game that we both teams have back-to-back successive fights. So sometimes we win the fight, sometimes they win the fight, sometimes they win the fight, sometimes we win the fight, and it's a very exciting match overall to just watch. So here I'm just gonna go back to base and pick up the Solari Charge Blade, and now at this point in time I have concluded that Katarina is super duper fat at 6 and 4, and I say that because she's about to complete her death cap soon. She has her Oblivion Orb completed, and she has a Haunting Guide, so she can obviously destroy me very easily. Aside from that, Kale is also very fat at 4, 2, and 4, and she's going for an AP focus build. Now, of course, we do know that Kale does half and half sort of damage, where she, like, about, even when she builds AP, like 40% of her damage is physical anyway, so you can't really itemize defensively against a Kale. However, the fact that there's two huge sources of magic damage on the enemy team is enough for me to want to build a Wit's End as my third item. So here I'm gonna actually rush Wit's End as a third item, because I still need my core items of Bork and the Solari Charge Blade as well. Here I'm just trying to kite back and do damage to whoever I can. Here Kale comes in with the ult onto the Gragas. I'm trying my best to kite out the Gragas, and Izania is here, but my team can't kill him fast enough. The Fiora sucks, and I still die, even though there was literally no one else there except the Graves. So here, Fizz, if you guys notice, is somewhere up in the top river farming the Scuttle Crab. So yeah, up to his usual shenanigans, and really sucks to play with you know, teammates like this who kind of are in their own world and playing their own game, and he's likely even gonna get like caught out here, probably. Actually not really, because the entire enemy team is in either bot or mid, so he should be fine. Actually, he's gonna run straight into the Katarina, and we're gonna see what happens. Alright, he hides in the bush, and Katarina doesn't spot him. He actually goes for the Raptor, so at least he gets off a little bit nice counter jungling. Alright, so here we are going for our next dragon again, the Cloud Drake. So now the enemy team finds themselves at the same problem again. They did manage to kill us and win the fight, but they need time to reset and get back out onto the field. So they lose a lot of tempo, and we actually managed to get a positional advantage on the dragon again despite losing the fight. We secure the dragon before the Graves can even get anywhere near it this time. Kill is overextended, and we do manage to kill the Kill eventually. Nope. Kale kills me, Kale flashes out, and Kale does not die. So yeah, so here we get the dragon, but we lose the fight. Fizz is running toward the enemy base for some reason, no idea where he's going, and trying to channel recall, and I do believe he does manage to recall here, if I recall correctly. So we lost yet another fight, and let's say the game's very even, same amount of kills, nearly the same amount of gold, nearly same amount of towers as well. Although that might change to become actually even if they do manage to secure this mid tower. We are actually winning by 1 tower at this point. They're actually gonna get the bot tower, so I do believe we'll be at even towers at this point. The only difference is that we actually managed to get 3 dragons so far. So despite the enemy team winning like the team fight for before the second and third dragon, they did actually lose tempo by having to recall. And we did actually somehow manage to secure 2 dragons after losing a team fight, which is, I guess you could say, a rarity. So at this point in time, we are 7, 5, and 7. So as I said, the game is not going to be an easy one. 2 items completed. Zanya's Hourglass completed as well. 2 components of the Wit's End completed. So we need under 900 gold to complete the Wit's End at this point. And I do believe I have it, which is why I'm going to recall. Alright, so recall, we get the Wits End. Huge pickup for us, especially against the Katarina and the Kale, who are obviously both a menace. Jinx and Graves will become threats later on in the game as well, but at the current point in time, they're not too bad. Lulu overextends, gets caught by the Pantheon, and takes the Kale out, so no Kale out for them. Kale herself is a little bit overextended, but we can't exactly just run straight at them to capitalize on that. Fizz, no idea what he's doing. Wastes his E. Kale overextends and gets caught. Pantheon manages to finish off the kill on Kale, so we get a pretty huge pick onto the Kale, and we're trying to ping for Baron because we, at this point in time, the game is very even. There, one member down and a huge carry down, so we want to obviously go for the Baron. So here, I'm checking for a vision in the Baron pit. Then I'm going to blast plan so that they don't have a blast plan to use. Of course, it's a Graves who can simply dash over the wall, but don't want to give him any extra options than what we need to. So here, we're going to just obviously go for the Baron itself. Here, Jinx on a one-man mission to stop us. Katarina comes in for backup. Graves is nowhere to be seen. And here I'm just trying to attack the Jinx over the wall. I actually managed to half health her. And pretty much our team wins and we get out with the Baron on 4 members. So here I'm just going to instantly channel recall, no time wasted, straight back to the base, pick up my items, and the rest of my team is backing off as well. Obviously we don't want to fight when we just got the Baron buff because we can use the Baron buff to get an advantage on the map. Whereas if we team fight and we lose all our Baron buffs, which is not very ideal. So here I'm picking up the red buff. Obviously Fiora is feeding, and red buff is way better on me anyways, even if she was not. Unless she was fed, of course. So here Graves and Lulu a little bit overextended. We try to capitalize on that. So Elder Dragon is coming up in about 40 seconds. I accidentally hit the blast plant there, which could be a crucial mistake potentially, so don't do that, because especially if you're the team with the wall towards you of an objective, the blast plant could be the only way you get over to the objective, assuming that the enemy doesn't actually clear the blast plant, which does happen a lot more often than you think. So here I'm pinging for Elder Dragon. It's coming up in 17 seconds, and Fiora is in the top lane split pushing, so I'm trying to ping her to come down. Pantheon sort of gets caught a little bit, but he's fine, he's just going to kite away. Elder Dragon coming up in 5 seconds. Now Graves here actually gets caught by the Fiora and actually manages to get bursted by the Fiora to like 1 HP. Fiora dashes over the wall, no one can follow her, and she runs straight into the Katarina and the Jinx, and she dies. So we're down the jungler when Elder Dragon just spawned, and the situation is horrible for us. The only good part of the situation is that Fizz finally made himself useful and actually got a pick onto the Jinx, so that's one major carry out of the way. So here the enemy team is trying to start the Elder Dragon, but we are still very strong as a team even though we don't have a jungler, so we just need to actually attack them and not the Elder Dragon because we can't secure the Elder Dragon without a jungler. As you can see here, I burst the Katarina down with 3 auto attacks. I'm on the chase for the Graves and the Lulu. I'm trying to go for the Graves because we don't want their jungle to be in the equation. So here I flash forward and kill the Graves. And Nami still has the dragon aggro. And here they have the skull vision, so they can't see the health of the dragon. They can't see us doing the dragon, but they don't seem to be too interested in it. Kale and Katarina are obviously chasing for the kill on the Pantheon, and they do get it, but Pantheon distracts them for long enough that allows me and Nami to secure the Elder Dragon. And this is a crucial turning point of the game, because even though we're at a goal deficit from the enemy team, however, we have all 4 dragons, including the Elder Dragon, and the Elder Dragon with, you know, the 3 other dragons, the true damage you get from the Elder Dragon burn is going to be insane. So here we should be winning the next team fight, and then after winning that team fight, we should be getting Baron, winning the game, or something, you know, something to that effect. So here Kill and Lulu very overextended. Here I'm going in, trying to kill people. Lulu for some reason bought stasis, and she has a stasis, so Lulu survives, and I kill the kill instead. So here I have my ultimate on. No idea why I'm wasting time attacking minions. Instead, I should be chasing them down using my movement speed, which I do. Manage to actually pick up the kill onto the Lulu, but I don't want to overextend and go for the Katarina. So here at this point in time, we can't straight up just end the game here. We have Lulu and Kill dead. Katarina is in base, obviously getting health. So this is a prime opportunity to go for a Baron, because only the Jinx and the Graves are on the map at the moment. And now it should be relatively obvious that we are doing this, so I do expect the Graves to show up, and he does actually show up here. So a good thing you can do with the Vayne is you just wait until the Baron is, you know, low in health. Then you just do that. You condemn the jungler into the wall there, and they cannot actually contest smiting the objective. So no coin flip there. We have the the Elder Dragon with all 4 dragons. We have the Baron, and now we're in the driver's seat to end the game. So obviously red buff is up. I'm going to get the red buff yet again. This time we only need 6 auto attacks to finish off the red buff. Nothing else happening on the map, so we're just going to take the Raptors. And as you guys can see, we have chosen to pick up Infinity Edge because we need some AD instead of just all attack speed. So we do have that for the AD, and other than that, our last item is going to be the Phantom Dancer, and I actually decided not to go for GA in this match because I do think that I have enough lifesteal to just survive with my Wits End, with my Bork, and with of course my Hunter Vampirism passive. And you can see 2 auto attacks nearly kills the Jinx. I think if I got my 3rd auto attack, I think I killed her in 3 auto attacks, I'm pretty sure. So here we get the mid lane inhibitor, and we don't really need to do anything else here. We have the Baron buff, and we can use it at other areas. So there, Pantheon finds a pick onto the Katarina, and Pantheon and Fiora are hightailing it out of there. There's a huge wave in the top lane, so I'm gonna pick up this huge wave and also try to just push it out. Now I can't really push further than just clearing this wave because we don't really have vision of the enemy team. Sorry, excuse me. We don't have vision of the enemy team, and if we push out too far, we'll overextend and we'll die. So that's not worth it. So instead, I'm gonna go back, pick up my Phantom Dancer, and now I'm at full build. And you know, Phantom Dancer, really good defensive item with the shield, gives me attack speed and puts me to 100% crit, basically. So essentially, I replace the GA with the Wits End, and sometimes you have to call an audible, make a decision in the game whether or not to go for the GA. I normally do prefer going for GA, but in this case, in this game, I don't really think I need the GA. So here, Baron buff still active. We're gonna go for the bot lane this time, giving actually Baron buff just expired. So here, Fizz gets a kill onto the Vayne with his ultimate, and here I'm just going for the tower. As you can see, we got the tower. Here, Katarina tries to go in. I interrupt her with my Condemn, and here I'm just ulting. As you can see, I'm on 1 HP, but you'll get all that lifesteal from all the sources. I managed to kill both the Kayle and the Graves, so that is pretty much it. The enemy team is ace, and we have the game. The enemy team decides to surrender and not let us kill their base, but either way, it's the same. We pretty much get the victory of the game, and here you can see how hard Vayne can still carry despite the nerfs to her W. So she's still fine, still carries just fine. So anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.